May 20th. What a pleasure meeting you here. Grab a coffee and let's get smarter together. Maybe you saw the headlines about the intelligence of foods recently. How's that possible? I talked yesterday about the fact that when single cells merged to become multicellular organisms, they didn't give up being single cells who tried to survive. Just that they, in a multicellular organism, did and do so by cooperating with their environment to the point where they can't defect anymore. It means that every cell remains an individual reinforcement learning agent that can fulfill learning information processing tasks. Every cell thus picks up information, interprets it, communicates it to its neighbors, and reacts to it. This is not just true in humans. It's true for every multicellular organism, whether plant or animal. The difference lies in the speed in which the information processing happens and the length of a lifetime of an organism. But in principle, once cells share a common genetic destiny so that they can get attuned to each other in an organism, there will be intelligence. And if any multicellular organism gets old enough, it will be able to process enough data to get a higher degree of understanding of its environment, intelligence. So think of a houseplant. It's a multicellular organism and hence it processes information. But it doesn't have a high-speed information processing and communication system like a human's neural network. The plant relies on the slow, every cell type processing and communication, something humans have in addition to the high-speed system. And the houseplant doesn't get that old. For some of us, they don't even survive a weekend. So it will not reach a high level of intelligence. Some, but not much. And we are talking intelligence and not consciousness. These are two different things, though my theory is that one is connected to the other. Once you have a high-speed but coarse-grained system on top of a slow-speed but far more detailed data processing and communication information system, you will need to get the high-speed system to randomly switch the data that is chosen for transmission from the plethora that the slow-speed system delivers. Consciousness is needed to train the multicellular organism to explore the triggers for data switches. Once found, the find is rewarded with dopamine. Anyway, back to our houseplant. No dopamine there. And now imagine the same plant as part of an ecosystem like a forest with trees that get hundreds of years old and fungi with their old networks of mycelia communicating. In such an ecosystem, tree stumps are kept alive by their neighbors long after the tree's death, simply to maintain the information stored in them. The whole ecosystem is a multicellular organism in and of itself, and thanks to its longevity, it has a high degree of intelligence. What we don't recognize when we don't recognize it, or only recognize it once we've interfered with an ecosystem or destroyed it, thinking we are smarter and now better, it's on us. And by that I mean modern humans. Our ancestors had an understanding of a fact, shown by stories about the Fairlands, where one day counted for 7 human years, or underwater worlds, where time ran differently as well. Understanding themselves as part of a landscape and not just an inhabitant of it, our ancestors acted with more respect and care. But from birth on, we today are trained to number, to standardize, to exploit and not explore. Because we are trained to see ourselves as something apart, as someone above it all. And it means we miss a lot of what we perceive and could be aware of, but never become. So start to ask yourself again what there is in and around you, what you miss. Explore, also known as think. Make a habit out of thinking. Let's turn thinking into a movement. Like, comment, share, and follow, lest you miss a single opportunity to improve yourself and society. And once you do, we'll meet again at the coffee pot.